welcome back to Between the Covers, guys.
Hello, I'm Presley.
And I'm Gracie.
And today our topic is going to be thriller and mystery books.
Yeah, it's going to be so fun. We both love these books. Presley has read a lot more than me. I went through a phase and read only like a tiny bit of them, and I haven't read them recently for like a couple years.
Yeah.
And
I haven't read them for a while either, but if you watched our first episode, I talked about how this is the genre that helped me start reading, and this is what I was really into, and I read a lot of this stuff 4 or 5 years ago.
Yes, so we have a lot to talk about today, so let's just get right into it. So, we have our books here. We have a lot of Natasha Preston books. Oh, no.
She just knocked it over. Perfect.
We have a lot of Natasha Preston books because her books are amazing. Mm-hmm. And we have some Karen McManus ones. I'm not sure if that's exactly how you say her name, but hers are really good too. So,
and then Natalie D. Richards as well.
Yeah, hers are classics. I actually never read this book, And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie, but I was gifted it. But I remember that my friends had to read it in our English class on sophomore year. But I didn't choose this one. I chose The Princess Bride.
That's right. I remember that. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never read that one either. Is it Karen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Her books are pretty good. She's the one that wrote One of Us Is Lying.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever read that one, that was a really good. That one kind of helped. Did you ever read that one?
I did read that one.
That one was a good one that helped start reading. I think that's a great book for beginner readers. Basically, I think there's 4 of them, and one of them are lying. I don't know how to explain it. There was a kid that I remember he had an allergic reaction. I can't remember. Did he die?
No. So he had... Actually, yes, he did.
Yeah.
He did die.
Okay.
That's the whole thing about it. So what it is I can't remember how many kids.
4.
So there's 4 kids, and they're all in detention, and one of them has a peanut allergy.
Or maybe it was 5, and then the 4 were more questioned.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you're right. So it's 5 kids, and one of them has a peanut allergy, and so he has to, like, drink his own water. Like, he has his own water bottle, but for some reason, he can't drink. Like, his water bottle's gone or something, and so he has to get a cup from the classroom in detention and go to the drinking fountain and use it, and so... But then after he drinks out of it, he goes into, like, he starts having an allergic reaction. And he dies. And so then it starts going into, like, people blaming these 4 kids that are still alive that they killed this kid. I'm pretty sure his name was Simon. But they killed Simon. And, like, it's this whole murder investigation. But the end is so good. Karen McManus always has the best plot twist. So good.
Yeah, and then she wrote a sequel to that book, One of Us Is Next. Did you read that? I didn't
read
that
one
as much as the first one. I'm trying to remember what that one was about, but I didn't really care for it as much. I do remember. One thing I did like about that book is it switched point of views.
Yeah.
Which is always fun to me. I like those. And then she wrote The Cousins, which I didn't read that book.
I read The Cousins.
You read that one?
That one was so good. So that one also has multiple point of views, which is good. And it has flashbacks and flash forwards. So, it's about these cousins who were, like, disowned by their, like, wealthy grandma, but she dies, and then they get jobs to, like, work at her, like, summer resort house thing that she owns or something. And if you can't tell, we haven't read these in years, so sorry if we don't know, like,
what we're talking about.
But, that one's super good, and it has points of views from the cousins and from their parents when they were teenagers, and why their, like, grandparents disowned their families. So it's really good. That one has a really good twist too, and her books always revolve around murder.
Yeah.
So hers are mostly murder mysteries, but they're so good.
Was there a book she wrote that was like in a carnival setting?
I have no idea.
I swear I read one that was like a carnival setting, but I can't remember anything about it. And she also read This Is It Dead to Me?
Yeah.
That one.
So, wait, sorry, you go.
No, I don't think I've read that one.
No,
either.
I haven't read that one.
Yeah.
Either. I just realized when we were like setting up, then I didn't read that one.
Let's see. We can read the description off of it.
What is it called? You'll Be the Death of Me?
Oh, You'll Be the Death of Me. I thought it was You're Dead to Me.
I mean, either could work.
Okay. So Ivy, Mateo, and Cal used to be close. Now they all have in common is the Clarkton High and the beginning of a very bad day. Oh my gosh, maybe I shouldn't be reading this. Reconnection wasn't by chance after all. Wow, that was painful. But that was You'll Be the Death of Me.
Yes. I mean, it sounds pretty good. I don't know why I haven't read it yet.
Yeah.
I'll have to.
I swear she had one that was a carnival setting, but I can't remember.
I don't know. I do not remember that at all. Yeah. I don't remember seeing a cover about it.
That's gonna drive me crazy now. Okay. And then, Natalie D. Richards, she's the one that wrote 5 Total Strangers, which basically they get stuck. 5 of them get stuck in the snow is really all it is.
Oh.
And it was, to me, this was kind of a boring book. I didn't care for this one.
I didn't read that one either.
But she wrote One Was Lost, which we were talking about.
Did she read? Mm-hmm. She did write that one?
She wrote that one, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's the one that wrote One Was Lost, which is we were trying to figure out that book when we were beginning episodes, and we completely missed, like, we were trying to describe the cover, and we completely got it wrong. Mm-hmm. I don't know where we were thinking of what it was, but it has, like, a little doll on the back, and it is raining, and it is, like, the woods, like, but there's no antlers on it at all. Or it's that one right there. But yeah, that was kind of weird. So, but One Was Lost was a very good book. I did like that one. Did you read that one?
No,
I can't remember.
I never read that one.
Yeah. So that one was good. I haven't read any of her other ones. She has Gone Too Far, What You Hide. I think I started reading 6 months later, but I don't think I finished it. And then My Secret to Tell are her other books. But I did like her writing style. She had an interesting way of writing. And then in this other small pile we have Natasha Preston.
Yes. Natasha Preston.
We've both read some of her books.
Yeah, I love her. So I've only ever read 2. And the reason is I have to be in the mood to read Natasha Preston because they always end very bad. Like, the ending, like, it's very well written, very well thought out, and it's so good, but it's sad, and so I usually don't like to read those kinds of books, and so I've only read 2, but I would love to read more.
Yeah, I do remember The Lost was a really good one.
That is my favorite one that I've read.
They do get tortured quite a bit in this
one. But so it's so... Yeah, so, like, trigger warning.
Trigger warning.
But it's...
A girl in 7th grade, like I was, probably should not be reading this.
Yeah, you were in 7th grade, Presley. I was a sophomore.
You were?
Yeah, I was in 10th grade. I did a whole, like, book report about it, but it was, like, I had to make a movie trailer.
Oh, that is so funny.
And so I still have it. I still have the movie trailer I had to make for The Lost.
That's hilarious.
It was so good. But you had to do it without giving away the ending.
The ending?
Yeah.
Huh. Is this the one where, like, she... Yeah. I just spoiled the ending.
Yeah, but they don't know exactly how. We'll just put a warning.
Like, this episode is going great.
Yeah.
For me. Anyways.
Presley's like, I hate spoilers. And okay, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
I think I want to talk about it just a tiny bit more. So, in The Lost, it's I'll just explain, like, basically the first part of it. Like, not all of it, but, like, basically the summary. Mm-hmm. So, it's about, what's her name? It's about a girl named Piper and her best friend. And they, like, are out at a party, mm-hmm. and they meet, like, these two rich kids. And then, like, for some reason they get in their car, and they're like, yeah, let's go to a, like, more fun place. Because he's like, yeah, I have, like, a whole arcade in my house. And so they go, and then, like, the guys lock the car door, won't let the girls out, and then they, like, get drugged, I'm pretty sure, and then they wake up and they're, like, in this room, and they have to, like, get in, they have to change their clothes, mm-hmm. and there's, like, an intercom speaker, and it's, like, the two rich kids, the two rich guys, and they're like, welcome to, I can't remember what the game was called, but it was, like, they had bought and redone a whole, like, apartment complex, or, like, a whole house, mm-hmm. I can't exactly remember, and made it, like, this deadly game. So, like, there were certain levels, and if you could withstand certain levels of torture, then you, like, would survive another day.
Yeah, but and they weren't the only ones in there.
There was a couple other people in there, and, like, a few of them would die, or, like, it was horrible. It was, mm-hmm. like, honestly, explaining it, it's, like, so
again, something
gruesome.
Someone in 7th grade should not be reading.
Yeah, but, yeah, literally. But, you know, I read it because there's romance in it. And I'm always there for romance, yes.
It really was a good book. It sounds awful when we read it, but it really was
it's
pretty
such
good.
A good one.
Yeah.
It's such a good one.
And, we don't have it with us here, but The Cellar was kind of similar to that book, mm-hmm. as well.
There's, like, a little... That's how the one looks.
Yeah. And basically in The Cellar, they're all girls, right? I think so. All these girls get kidnapped.
Yeah.
And he names all of them after flowers.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't remember, I think her name is Lily.
Maybe.
I think it's Lily in it. That was her name. And they all like, try to escape and stuff. So kind of similar to that one. I don't think there was much torturing happening as that book. One thing I like about her books, though, is I think it's interesting. There's always flowers on her covers.
Yeah. Like, that is her thing.
One. Yeah. Or, like, that's the lake.
Yeah. They have, like, flowers all have a significance. Let me just get my florography book that I have here by Jessica Rowe. I don't know. But I got this for my birthday last year from one of my friends. But it's, like, the meaning behind flowers. So I actually wonder if it has a certain thing. So, like, that's, I can't remember what it's called, but it's on Frozen. Do you remember? Like a crux, like a something, like a crocus. I think it's a crocus.
I don't know.
My knowledge of flowers right here.
Oh, yeah.
Crocus. Here it is.
Okay.
So it means, the meaning is cheerfulness or youthful glee. So I feel like it might not have anything to do with the book because that is...
I don't know if that's the right flower, though.
Okay, maybe it's not.
Because, like, on The Cellar, there's a lily flower.
Okay, so...
And I think her name was Lily in it.
Is there such thing as a Piper flower?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
But, like, look for a rose, because there's a rose in this one. I read this one. This one's called The Cabin. Basically, it's your classic horror story. Bunch of teenagers go out to a cabin for a weekend to party, and it goes wrong from there.
Oh my gosh. I just... Don't mind me over here. I'm just like...
And I'm not sure if she does have symbolizes them, or if it's just for printing.
Yeah, I honestly don't think so, because the meaning is just for a rose's love. So it says the origin is the rose flower has been closely linked to love in many cultures throughout history. Its lushy, layered petals and sweet aroma may explain why. Yeah, I don't think so. I really don't think it has.
That's kind of disappointing.
Yeah, that's so... Are you kidding me? If you're putting flowers on the cover, you gotta make it have a meaning, okay?
Is there a lily flower in that one?
Yeah. There's lily of the... Yeah. It means purity.
I'm trying my best to connect it somehow, but I do not know how.
Let me see.
Have you read The Lake before?
Yeah.
Because I haven't read that one.
So this was the other one. Well, and like, what are those? Carnations?
I think so.
Like,
I don't know. I'm not good at flowers.
See, she has more flowers here. So let me see. Let's see her.
Let's go look for that. Speaking of the cabin, another good book. It's not by Natasha Preston, but another good book that's similar to that with the cabin theme is called Three Truths and a Lie. Have you read that one before?
That sounds so familiar.
That one was super good. Same thing. These group of 4 teenagers go out to the cabin for the weekend, and then just things start going wrong by there. They start playing Truth or Dare, and basically, like, the game becomes cursed.
Yeah.
So, which is very good. And I'm not gonna spoil it like I did the other
Yeah, come
one.
on, Chris.
But basically, they keep running into problems, and some of them do die, is what I will say. But funny story was that I was in 9th grade when I read that book. Still probably not an appropriate age to read that book.
Yeah.
But I remember being in Aston's class, which was a science teacher of ours.
Yes,
And she came up to me and asked what book I was reading. And I told her, and she was like, "Oh, I'll have to put that on my list of books to read." And I remember being like,
Oh, Mrs. Aston,
yeah,
I love her.
She's so funny.
She would always give us so many book recommendations, and I loved it. So I found the meaning for carnations. It's mother's eternal love or heartache. And this is the one I read, and that has nothing to do with the book.
Oh, dang it.
So I can't believe
that kind of makes me sad.
Yeah, that she missed the chance on...
To put meanings.
Yeah, to put
meaning. To be fair, she's a Wattpad author.
Yeah, it's true.
Just kidding. Her books are great. Her books are great, but she's
a great author, but she comes from Wattpad.
From Wattpad, and we were actually talking about this earlier. No hate to her, but if we were to write a book off of Wattpad and get them published, I don't think we would want them.
Like, we'd be so grateful that
Wattpad
it blew up on Wattpad, but also
we wouldn't want to associate it with Wattpad after that.
Because Wattpad does not have a good name.
No.
Like, it doesn't have a good reputation, so... Yeah, we definitely wouldn't want that. But The Lake, sorry, your perfect stop. The Lake by Natasha Preston was really good too. It's about these 2 girls, Esme and Kayla. And so it's about them being, what is it called? Like camp counselors. They're camp counselors. And like, they're going to a camp that they used to go to as kids, but, like, something really traumatic happened to them on this certain night, and so they, like, won't talk about it, and so they're, like, they don't want to be counselors, but they got a threatening letter sent to them being, like, if you don't come and be counselors, like, this summer, then something bad is going to happen, and so they go down, and then a lot of bad stuff is happening, and so they're trying to figure it out, and they meet these 2 guys, and they're, like, they both fall in love with these 2 guys, but then they're kind of, like, start questioning, like, are these the guys who sent the threatening letters? But then they, like, start to think back to that night that the horrible thing happened when they were little kids, and they start to realize that maybe it's not these 2 boys that are the ones who are, like, threatening them and threatening the camp and everything, and, like, bunch of dead animals and stuff are like being shown up on camp, and it's kind of gruesome, but it's really good. And this ending also is very, like, it's not a happy ending, but it's a sick, twisted, well written ending. Yeah, so I would recommend any Natasha Preston book.
They're really good, and they're not as horrible as we make it sound to be.
No.
But it is a thriller mystery theme for sure.
Yes.
But it's not as dark and twisted as we make it to be.
So, do you want to introduce why we're doing this theme of books?
Yes, and why we're talking so much about Natasha Preston.
Yes. So, do you want me to?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. So, we're talking a lot about Natasha Preston because we're going to start something new with our little podcast and YouTube channel. We are going to start doing monthly read-alongs with us, which is going to be super. Yeah, like a little book club. So, if you want to follow along with that, then I want you guys to follow us on Instagram because that's mostly where we're going to be posting all of our stuff, like our dates and when we're going to be starting our book for the month, and like
we're going to take it like chapters at a time. So we're going to break it up. So like throughout the week, we'll read this many chapters, and that's what's going to be on our Instagram. If you want to follow along,
you don't have to.
Us, if you don't,
you don't have to follow along.
But if you would like to, that's kind of what we'd be doing. Do you want to announce the book?
So, I can't remember when... This isn't Natasha Preston's newest one, because I know that
I don't know if it's her newest one, but it's newer.
But it's newer.
It came out last year.
Yeah. It's called The Island, and that is the book we're going to be doing for this month of March.
Yes. And so we're going to read that book for the part of March, and then our podcast at the end of March, our last podcast of March, will be taking part of the time to talk about the book and kind of our review and stuff. And
if we liked it or not, certain quotes that we liked. But
neither of us have read that book
before. We haven't. So it's going to be super fun.
I know.
So I hope that you guys join us.
Yes. And if follow along, and when you finish it, give us your reviews too, and maybe we can talk about that as well. So.
Yeah. Yep. Comment. When we post on Instagram, we'll be doing it in stories, probably. Yeah, it's going to be super fun. Yeah,
we're excited.
So, if you have any book recommendations, email us. And what else? And if you have any questions
or episode ideas,
then email us.
Perfect. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.